How's it going, everybody? It's Frisby Moonsong here. Yow! And today what we are going to be talking about is we are introducing you to a little bit of a mini series which is really cool, and it's going to be really helpful for all you new players who are getting into Yu-Gi-Oh! Now I'm really excited to do this for you guys because for me personally, I love bringing people into Yu-Gi-Oh! I love introducing people to the game. I love watching them grow and prosper in the game and get good in tournaments and everything. It's really exciting to see. I've been able to introduce a couple of people into the game, and yeah, so this is the beginning of a series that I'm going to be doing for a bit. And in today's video, we are focusing a lot on things you need to start Yu-Gi-Oh! So one thing for sure is that when you're starting Yu-Gi-Oh! It's not the deck you're looking for. I know it's weird, but starting Yu-Gi-Oh, everyone's like, oh, I need to get cards, I need to get things like that straight up. But there is a lot more to it than just that, and I know it's not a cheap hobby to get into, but there are ways that you can actually make it affordable. Now, to prepare yourself for Yu-Gi-Oh, you're going to need a couple of things like card sleeves. Card sleeves are very important for protecting your cards. These are, you can get them from any of your local Yu-Gi-Oh stores, any stores that sell Yu-Gi-Oh. There's a whole bunch of different ones. There's like Dragon Shield. Konami sometimes makes their own custom ones, which is really nice. There's also double sleeving, so you can take the for Yu-Gi-Oh, as far as I know, you want the classic size Japanese sleeves, and then the standard ones are mostly for Magic players. But what you can do is you can take the smaller sleeves, sleeve them, and you can double sleeve with the Magic card sleeves. You are allowed to do that if you really want to protect your cards, because cards actually have value, and if there's any sort of damage to any sort of card when you're playing it or using it, it can deteriorate in value. So make sure that you do get yourself a couple of card sleeves for while you're playing, so that you may protect your cards. So you need at least, I would say 60 card sleeves, maybe a little bit more depending on how big your deck is, because your deck can range from 40 cards to 60 cards. So that means you would need 60 cards for the main deck. Then there's your side deck, which are cards that can be swapped into your deck in and out between game 2 and game 3, because all games in tournaments are best of 3, and that can give, these cards that you swap out can give you a competitive edge in that game. And as a result, the main deck and the side deck have to be the same color sleeves. Now there's also your extra deck, which contains your link monsters, fusion monsters, synchro monsters, like all the stuff that you can summon at any time during the game. You can get 15 of those in your deck, and those require a different set of sleeves. So you would probably need to buy like two sets of sleeves. Usually keeping your deck closer to 40 helps with consistency. So try working around that. That way, buying one set of sleeves is very easy for when you're playing the deck. So yes, card sleeves are very important. Keep your cards safe, especially the very expensive ones. And speaking of expensive cards, there are a number of websites, I'm going to put them in the description below, where you can actually see prices of cards. Now, there's different sets that actually have like different sets that actually have different types of cards. So there's different rarities like secret rare, ultra rare, collector's rare, super rare, rare, common. So I'm going to make a video as well that gives a description a little bit better about how these cards look, where you can usually find them at least now, and the value of most of these cards. Now, if you look on websites like TCG Player and also Troll and Toad, these are some of the websites that actually give you values of cards. Now, if you look onto a card here, there are cards with a name, right? But some of them have different printings. So if you look right over here, I know you can't see it from here because of this camera, but if you look right over here at this part of the card, it's usually over here, there is a little code which you can actually put into the website, and it will pull up this printing of the card, because different printings of different cards actually have different values. For example, if I can try find a really good example here in this deck, let's see if I can find something for you guys. I'm pretty sure there I do have different printings of something. There we go. This might work. Yeah, let's use these as an example. So over here, where's the other one? Just one moment. I need to get the card for you. um, there it is. So over here, if you look at this, we have two solemn judgments. Now, if you look at them, they are both different printings, different rarity. This is a ultimate rare, and this is the ghost rare, which, as you can see, is pretty cool because it's completely white unless you look at it in certain things of light. I think this is one of my favorite rarities. But yes, these both have different values because you get them from different sets. So usually ultimate rares you can actually pull from like tournament packs, and ghost rares aren't really printed as much anymore. They were only recently printed in Ghost from the past, but back in the day you could get them from different booster sets, which is really cool. I still love this type of rarity, so I think it's really awesome. But yes, there's different types of rarities on cards, and each of them, if you read on the code that's just over here, it will each have a different code depending on the set that it's from, and obviously the number of the card within the set, and you can put those into the website and you will have different values for each card. Now, so that's really helpful for getting into it, because if you know your value of your cards, you can actually trade for an equal value, and then you can actually get the cards that you need to help build up your deck. So moving on to what else you need. One thing for sure is get a deck box. Either this one or something like this. You can get like deck boxes like these from different stores that are near you that sell Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. So yeah, get a deck box. Really helpful, really nice for keeping your cards in, especially your deck. Of course, that's why it's called a deck box. But keeping your cards safe is really, really important, and having some way to put them, and you have some way to put your side deck cards when you need them. So like when you're playing a game, you can't always have your side deck cards out all the time, and also people can't look through your deck and take your stuff. So it's not that that does happen. Obviously you can't control what people do, but do keep yourself safe and secure and protected. Also, it's mostly about protecting the cards so that they do not get damaged. And obviously, I mean, bending cards is a thing, and this prevents them from being bent or sat on or anything like that. So even if you put them in your bag, I mean, they can get crushed, so you don't want to you don't want to like damage your cards on accident, and then suddenly you pull out your cards and oh no, there's your $50 card just completely bent in half, and now you can play it, but it's not worth any value. And if you want to get rid of it, sometimes bent and damaged cards aren't even allowed to be played. But yes, that's one thing, is deck box and sleeves, really important. Then another thing you can get, file. Keep your cards in a file, whichever file you want. Let me get the others. There's smaller ones. Hold on one moment. There we go. Smaller ones like these. Really cool, really nice files. Ultra Pro is pretty good. This is the one I've had for the longest, including these two. And then this one's really nice. You can also get them from your local gaming store, but they all have they're all really nice for keeping your cards in, so you're able to look after your babies, make sure they do not get damaged or anything like that, that kind of thing. Really, really cool for looking after your stuff, keeping them safe, keeping them in order as well, so it's easier to find the cards that you are looking for, and you can keep them in your bag while you are busy with other things, and you can be that duelist that goes around with all your cards with you, so you're always ready for a duel or a trade. That's me. But yes, file is really important for keeping the cards, especially of high value, in a safe space that is not a deck box, so you can separate your cards that you play with in tournaments from your cards that you are keeping or using to build up another deck or for trade. So you can have maybe two separate files, one for trading and one for keeping. Yeah, so you can look out for that. Files are really, really cool, really important, and really handy. Now, one other thing you can get, this might be a little bit more tough to get, excuse me, this might be a little more tough to get, and it's really actually useful for when you're playing. But if you don't have one, just ask a friend. I'm sure there's a lot of people who have spares who would gladly offer you. The Yu-Gi-Oh community, from what I've learned, is very friendly, and people are always willing to help out, especially from what I've seen in South Africa. So over here, try get yourself a playmat, some sort of playmat that you can use. Good for when you're playing. Yeah, as you can see, like, you don't damage the cards on the tables that you play. And playmats are really good, and they have this like nice soft surface feel to them. I've got like a number of playmats that I would be open to borrowing to people, and I definitely still do borrow them to people. And I like the feeling of it, and it's so easy to like move your cards and stuff on it. It's really really nice, and also keep this safe because this actually also has high value. There are some with zones, so it tells you where the monster zones are, where the graveyards are, and everything like that. So that might be something to look for, especially if you're a new player. That would really, really help you out with regards to like actually playing the game properly. And also, one thing you need to make sure of is you know where the center of the field is. So you basically don't mark, please do not draw on these, but you can mark like in a game where the center of a field is, so you can get one of these. I don't think I have one, but for now, if you would like, yeah, I actually do have one. I have one from the previous tournament. So yes, field centers, also really nice. I'm pretty sure you can use any placeholder. You can make like a makeshift one. Like I think I actually have my makeshift one that I got from a friend here somewhere. Do I? No, I do not. No, I do not, sadly. But you can get like makeshift field centers, which are really really cool. You just basically put them when you're playing. If you look at the center of the mat, you would probably put it like around about like just there, you know, just like there in the center of the mat, so you know where your opponent's extra monster zone is and your extra monster zone. So that's really helpful for playing the game. Now make sure, another tip for you guys is, if you're starting Yu-Gi-Oh! Now this is something that not many people actually pick up, and it's actually really really helpful, especially if you're like completely new to the game. um, a nice way to make the game easier to get into, because it is quite an expensive, it can be an expensive game if you're not cognizant, is try and start with someone. Because when you start with someone, you can actually start collecting together, and you guys can help each other with cards that you need to build. So starting with someone is very, very helpful. Find a group of people that can actually sit there and help you with what to do. And don't be scared to play the people that are really like the best in locals, because then you just get better all the time. You know, don't be scared to ask people for a duel. People are really willing to help. Also, ask for trades. Trade the stuff you don't need, get the stuff you need. Make sure you know you keep up with the people, because finding the connection at Yu-Gi-Oh is really helpful for playing the game. And I think that's also why we love it so much, is because not only do we love the game and the card game itself and the competition and everything, but we love the people that we meet there. And you get like, you actually make quite a few friends of Yu-Gi-Oh, and I've known people to like use it as a really amazing vice. So yeah, start with someone. Start with a group of friends. Bring someone in with you when you're starting. That's really gonna help you with building your collection, building the decks that you want. It's gonna make it a little bit easier and cheaper. And if you guys buy the same thing and your friend has got this card that you needed and you got the card he needed, you guys can swap it out, and it's so much easier, you know. Yeah, and you guys can work together. And also make sure you have some sort of a mentor, especially if you're starting, to help you out with any sort of trades or anything. If you find anything of value, they can tell you what to keep, what to get rid of. Make sure, yeah, make sure you find someone who's well known in the community. You know what? Even message me, because I can help you out. So message me on my Facebook page, and I'll even help you out with starting out. Yeah, so that's what I have for the introduction video. I look forward to seeing many more people joining Yu-Gi-Oh, because Yu-Gi-Oh in South Africa is becoming really big. It's actually getting even bigger, and it's amazing to see. It's really exciting. Our nationals before COVID have been bigger than they are before, and I look forward to see us having nationals kind of like even America or Europe, you know, where you have like thousands of people here. And I feel like we can do that. And all we just need to do is to show people, because there's always people that come past and like, hey, Yu-Gi-Oh, I used to play that, you know, and I missed the game. I didn't even know it existed anymore. But we do. We're here. We're playing. We're competitive. We still do things. So show this to all your friends who have thought about it, who might even think about it. Even the ones that have never mentioned it. You would be surprised the kind of people you meet. All sorts of people at Yu-Gi-Oh. Not all of us look like weird skinny nerds. So yes, it's really fun and anyone can play it. I think it's just about patience, and just yearning and wanting to join the game. So this is the start to the series, and there's many more coming your way. So thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. And from me, Frisby Moonsong, I'm out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers, guys. Yow!